Hi, this is Math 1, Unit 1A Review, Part 2. Some of you in your packet, or maybe your teacher passed out the review sheet, there was a second side. The first side looked like this, which we already have a video up for, but you might have had a back side. So if you did, here's a little bit of support to help you get through those ones there. Let's begin with number 17. First of all, in order to combine these two things together, I'm going to want to have a common denominator. So to do that, I recognize that 7 times 2 can give me to 14. So what I'm going to start off by doing first of all is taking this 2m over to 7 and multiplying it by 2 over 2, which is the same as 1. It's equivalent to 1. By doing that, I now have a new equation, which would be 2 times 2 is 4. So now I have 4m over 14 plus 3m over 14 equals 1. I can now combine these, so I have 4m plus 3m equals 7m over 14 equals 1. 7 over 14 can be reduced down to 1/2. I can write that as a half m equals 1. And to get the m by itself, I'll multiply by the reciprocal on both sides. So this reduces there, and so I'm left with m equals 2 for my solution for that one there. So that's kind of how I would work that one out. But again, find that common denominator by multiplying by 1, which is 2 over 2, to make that work. Number 18. Alright, what we want to do here is combine like terms, so and then we'll get the x by itself by isolating the variable. So I'll begin by adding these two together, so 1/3 plus 0.3, add that up, becomes 1.6 plus 0.5x equals negative 3.41. I will then subtract the 1.6 from both sides, 1.6, and I could put a spaceholder 0 there, no problem. That is eliminated, so now I have 0.5x equals these here, we have the signs are the same, so I'm going to find the sum. So I'm actually going to add this up. I have a negative 3.41 and a minus 1.60. So this actually becomes 1, carry that one there, and we have 5.0 there. And it becomes a, find the difference, if signs are the same, find the sum and keep the sign the same, so I have a negative 5.01. So now, the next step would be to divide both sides by 0.5, divide by 0.5. So 5.01 divided by 0.5 is going to make x equal to 10.02, but again, I have a negative value here, so negative divided by positive is a negative, and so I'll leave it right there as such. Let's look at number 19. Number 19, one shortcut to start with here. I have 5/9 on the outside of this f minus 32. I want to get f by itself. So I'm going to begin by multiplying both sides by 9 over 5. 9 over 5, basically the reciprocal of this one, right? Because that will make the 9's reduced to 1, the 5's reduced to 1. And on this side now, I have 9/5 c is equal to f minus 32. Now I can add 32 to both sides. This is not a variable, so I can't combine those. So I end up with 9/5 c plus 32 is equal to f. And I can leave it just like that. Number 20, our last one here, solving for the formula for L, looking for L by itself. Alright, I'm going to first move the 2w over here, minus 2w. So I have p minus 2w equals 2l. And now I'll divide both sides by 2 in order to get the L by itself. So I can write this as p minus 2w over 2 equals L. And I can leave it like that. They might want you to rewrite this as, I could rewrite this as 1/2 of p minus, because I can break this up here, as 1/2 p minus 2 over 2 is 1. So that reduces to 1 minus w equals L. So I could rewrite it as such. Just depends on how far your teacher wants you to break that down there. Let's look at number 21 together. It's a word problem here. 21 in the word problem, it says that 4 friends, so we know there's 4 people, went skiing at China Peak. Each friend purchased a lift ticket. So we have a lift ticket. We'll call that L. 3 of these guys, rented ski equipment for $35 each. Okay, so 3 of them got ski equipment. So I'm going to do 3 times 35 just on my notes here. The cost for gas for the trip was $45. Alright, so now we're going to add some gas here. So this is my gas. This is my rental. for 3 people. The total cost of the trip, including a lift ticket, and there's that lift ticket again, L, for each person was $3.90. Well, there are 4 people on this trip and they each need a lift ticket. So I'm going to just write that L for now. And the total cost was, it said, $3.90, and so I'll leave that there. So here's my 3 people times rental fee of $35, adding to that a $45 gas bill, and adding to that 4 lift tickets. I don't know how much a lift ticket is yet. It says write an equation to represent the total cost of the ski trip for 4 friends. So there's my equation to start with there. Then solve the equation to determine how much each friend paid for a lift ticket. Alright, so to do this here, let's work this out. We do 35 times 3 first of all, and we have 105 plus 45 plus 4L equals 390. I can combine those numbers, so 105 plus 45 is 150 plus 4L equals 390. I'll subtract 150 from both sides. Alright, so let's do that there. And we have 4L equals 240. To get the L by itself now, I'll divide both sides by 4. And so L is going to equal 60. Alright, and so our lift ticket is going to be $60 per lift ticket. And that's the idea there. Okay, you have one additional one here, number 22. And it says the formula for a trapezoid is represented by this equation, where h is the height and b1 and b2 are the bases. Remember, a trapezoid looks like this, right? So we have this thing here. Alright, and you're going to have a height of some sort, h, and we're going to have a base 1 for this part and a base 2. Okay? If the area of a trapezoid, in this case here, is 96 centimeters squared, and the bases are 10 and 14 respectively, what is the height of the trapezoid? I'm trying to find the h. So in this case, we're going to substitute the values that they gave us for our formula. A equals 1/2 h times b1 plus b2, and we're going to plug in the numbers that they gave us here. They told us the area, which was 96, and that's going to equal 1/2 of h. We don't know what h is. That's the height. That's the unknown value. And that's going to be multiplied by base 1 plus base 2, 10 plus 14. So let's work this out here. Okay, our next step is going to be 96 equals 1/2 of h, and then 10 plus 14 is 24. Okay, so now what I need to do is let's get rid of some things here. I'm going to go ahead and first of all, it doesn't matter the order. I could multiply both sides by 2 and then divide by 24, or I could divide both sides by 24 and then multiply by 2. It's not a huge deal what order I go in. I'm going to go ahead and begin by multiplying both sides by 2 times 2 to eliminate the fraction. Oops, sorry about that. Got to move around the room quick. Sorry about that. Lights went off in the office. So 2 times 96, 96 times 2, is going to be 192, which equals h times 24. And then when I divide both sides by 24, in order to get the h by itself, I find that h is equal to 8. So the height of this triangle right here would be 8. And that's the idea. Alright, so that's the back side worked out for you. Hopefully that helps you in terms of the process. Again, the idea is just to help guide you along to make sure you're doing it right, so when you get ready for your first test, you're ready to go. Good luck.